Ugh, starting to collect too many of these empty filament holders. Let's fix that. What's up, legends? Today I got a new make. I had to figure out a way to keep these organized because I'm starting to collect a lot of these. And I don't really have the option for a rack in my tent because it's just kind of small and cramped in there. And I don't really have any more space on the shelves. So I thought I'd do something like a floor stand or something. And this is the first version, which looks kind of like a base of a lamp, but it works. And this was version 1. And what I did was just create some threads here. Give me a second, probably made them too long, but whatever. Jesus. All right, so yeah, just created this. There's 3 sections here, they all thread together, and then this base piece threads into the base here. And this was just like the very first prototype here, so there we go, that's in there. And it was pretty cool because I got to learn how to make threads. And at the end of all my videos, or most of my videos, we will always have a section of what did I learn. And hopefully that helps you learn something new like I did. So yeah, this was prototype. Get rid of that. And once we proved the theory to work, I made these thicker. So it's about twice as thick. And it is a little bit, yep, and it just fits perfectly into there, so just a little bit of room. And then, what else did I do? And so, let's just put this together right now on camera. What I ended up doing, which was pretty interesting, is I made, and it's probably, I don't know if it's a good or bad idea, but what I did was, I made these little recesses in here, if you can see that in the camera. And then on the inside, this is just the cap piece, so we'll show you that later. So they all have that, and then on the other side, on the inside, if you can see it, that little star pattern is goes outward. So this side's recessed. So this side's recessed, and this is coming outwards. And so what it does is it clicks in, and it does not come undone. So it's kind of like you put it together once, and that's it. And I did it that way because I wasn't sure, you know, after using this after a while, if these would eventually come loose and probably get annoying, which maybe not because they're a pretty tight fit, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to develop something like that. 2, 3, 4 pieces. I ended up doing supports on here because I had to print it this way. If I printed it this way, then the supports in here would kind of mess up with the threads inside. And I did the tree supports. The other supports, the grid style or the regular supports, did not work. And that's what that one looks like. So I could not get it off with this type of support. Like, it was just all mingled all in through these threads, and it would not come off. This took me a while just to get this off. So we want the tree supports. They come right off real easy. Screws right in. Jesus. Cool. That's cool. So right now it's not locked in right now. It's still movable, but when I turn it, yep, so it's, I don't know, maybe that one didn't work so well, but I think it's locked in now. We'll get all these. When I made the prototype for like the little locking thing, which is this one, I literally cannot get this undone. I've freaking tried so hard. So that one locked. Maybe I need to redesign the base a little bit, whatever. But these ones should definitely lock. Hold on. Maybe too many threads, I don't know. I did have a little bit of an issue with the threads in here. I don't know if you can see that in there. Some of them just came undone. I don't know, maybe I just need to do higher quality. I did 0.4 layer line, maybe doing like a 2 might have helped with that, but it still works. It's just those little areas. All right, hopefully this one locks. Yep, because it won't even go the other way. So something a little bit I got to do different on this, but whatever. But this is locked in. It's not coming undone. And this is a total height of 200 millimeters. Oh, and I should probably explain how I did the threads. There is an issue when doing these. Excuse me. So there is an issue when doing these. You want to put this like chamfer here. I think that's what you call it. Chamfer might be the angled one, but you know what I'm talking about. There's the rounded one, but this is like the straight edge one. And when you do that, for some reason, the very edge here where it's going to be really hard to show you, but this will run into the other thread and you won't be able to get it on here. And so I had to delete just a little bit of the very bottom thread where it starts, just to get this to work. Other people have gotten it to work really easily and didn't have to do that, so I don't know what I was doing wrong. But I'll probably make a video on it, just that, on like how I designed the thread and how I made it to work every single time. So let's get this going. Jeez, a lot of turning. All right. Yep, so I could like hear that like click in, so that one's good. All right, last one. I don't know how to do this fast. I'm like, all right, well, it's gonna take a while. There we go. All right, so here's the last piece. Yep, clicked in. And bam, these go right on. Easy. So I think I could fit, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, and then with the end cap, 6 more. So here's a little end piece. Oh my God, this takes forever. All right, so end piece, locked, bam. And so you got yourself a filament spool holder, an empty one, or you could put probably full ones on there, but it kind of sucked to dig to the bottom one. But there we go. Let's go put this thing in the tent. All right, and this is the perfect spot for it, right there, right in the corner. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. It's out of the way of those. There's plenty of room to get to those filaments. Pop them on and off, bam, bam. And I can fit a couple more up there. So this is gonna make my life a lot easier. They're not gonna be scattered around down here because I'm kind of bad at keeping those organized. So there you go. Now let's get on to what did I learn? All right, legends. Now let's go over what did I learn. I learned quite a few things, and I want to share those with you, so hopefully it helps you in the future. All right, so the very first prototype was just this small piece here, and I did not put enough infill, as you can see. It wasn't enough infill to take the stress of this screwing on. So definitely had to put more infill. I think I went up to 25% and 4 walls. I think this was like 2 walls at 15%. So definitely not good enough. And then this one, let's see, this one was the one where I had issues with it screwing on, and this is gonna be a good example. So here, as you can see, that thread right there runs right into the other one, right? So there's no way for me to get this on here because it won't go, it won't catch that thread. And so what I had to do was right here where that thread starts, it will let you delete like 1/3 of this thread, and it actually rounds it off. And I don't have an example of that. Oh, no, I don't have an example of that, but it actually like rounds it off so it gets on a little bit easier. And actually I do have an example because I have this one which works. So if you look at this, Now, I know it's really hard to tell, but that last thread, you'll see when it pops up right about here at the very top, and then it starts threading. And so right here, it would before it would just go all the way and then run into the next thread. Now there's a pretty good space here where it starts and then it's smooth and it doesn't run into the next thread. So it goes in real easy. So like I said, I think I'm gonna do a video on that, on like how to do the threads, because it took me a while to like figure that out. And it was kind of tricky in Fusion to do that. So I ended up figuring it out, and I had to go through a few different prototypes to get it figured out. This was the very first one where I didn't have an angle to this at all. So I was like, no, I want to put an angle. And so that's what I did with that one. And I think that's it. I guess another small thing that I learned is I printed this on the regular Bambu PEI plate, just the standard one that it comes with. And it got knocked off. And so, you know, the nozzle stuck on there for a little bit. I came in there and it was just laying on there, laying on the print bed. So what I've been using, I have one Bambu super tack plate. I'm going to get some more of those because those really do work. Because the other ones I printed like this, no problem. They were tough to get off. They came off, but didn't have any issue with them getting knocked off or anything like that. So I'm definitely going to order probably 4 more of those super tack plates. I've got 1 now and I've got 5 printers. So yeah, 4 more of those super tack plates. They work really well. But yeah, I think that's about it for this, this video, guys. Again, like, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. If I provided any value to you, share with some other people in your community. I'm really trying to get this channel growing and going. I did come from a lot of crypto stuff. I'm still going to be doing that. I know I'm going to be rebranding this channel, or rebranding the name to Legendary Makes. I have a website, legendarymakes.com, and I will still be making crypto related stuff like motherboard stuff, GPU stuff, cases and stuff, but I do want to sprinkle in this other stuff too. Helps me get some practice and it widens my variety and my audience, and I do want to be able to sell some stuff like this that is like everyday stuff. Like, I know this stand anybody can make, not a big deal, but once I get into more like everyday stuff, which I already have some stuff designed and printed, we're gonna get some videos on those. I want to be able to sell those on my website, on Etsy, my Etsy shop, and on my eBay store. So just look out for those. Again, leave a like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Help me out, help me grow the channel, and be a part of that journey. Till next time, guys.